Hello, art historians and those interested in making illuminated letters. My name is Mr. Granlund, or Mr. G, and I'm going to take you through a way to make an illuminated letter here on photopea. So let's dive into it. We're going to go to photopea.com or photopea.com. We're going to click on New Project. Now I like to change this from pixels to inches just so I have an idea of what the actual size is, and the minimum that I would do this is a 5 by 7 inch, so 7 inches tall, 5 inches wide, and then the resolution 300. Now you can make this bigger, but it's going to slow down your computer and your connection quite a bit the bigger that you go, and we'll call this Illuminated letter. And there's three main parts to this project. There's the border that goes around the outside, there's the letter, and then there's kind of the decorative elements that go along with the letter or in the background of the field of the letter. So let's start with the border. When I would recommend finding a frame. Now these patterns for the border could be anything, and you want this to represent something about yourself. You can obviously create this yourself as well. Going with a pattern sticks very much in the vein of the project. So I typed in a fancy French frame pattern. You could also type in a Celtic pattern. There's patterns for just about every culture in the world. You may want to color that. You may want it to be black and white. Depends on what your overall effect is what you're going for. I kind of like those gold patterns, so I'm going to type in gold. And then I'm going to take these patterns. I'm going to copy them. I'm going to copy the image and I'm going to paste it into Photopea. Now I'm going to take this box and size it down. I think I'm going to go for this middle one here. So I select the one that I want, and then I'm going to go to select an inverse. So I use the rectangular marquee tool. I delete the other ones, and I have this sweet looking frame, this sweet piece here. So I'm going to go and put that there, edit. I'm going to duplicate this layer, duplicate layer, and put another one at the bottom. Now to make them on the sides, I'm going to have to repeat this. We'll see if I can just duplicate it a couple of times. So, layer, duplicate. You could also do Control J on the keyboard. And I'm going to rotate this. If I hold the Shift button, it allows me to lock it into 45 degree or 15 degree increments. And I'm going to Control J, which gives me another one, and Control J. And just overlap that, and Control J. Make another one right there. So I've already run into a couple of problems. Let's see if we can fix that with just some simple erasing. So on this layer, I'm going to get out my eraser tool. I'm just going to get a soft brush. So I click on the circle here, bring the hardness to 0, and I'm going to just erase out and see if I can move it around using the arrow keys. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. It looks so good, in fact, that I'm just going to duplicate that and get rid of these other ones. So, in the layer palette down on the right, I can click on the layers, hit the delete key. I can also click on the layers or hold the shift key, and it allows me to select more than one layer. And then I can right click and merge those layers together. And if I zoom out here, I can take that, Control J, and I have a pretty good replica there. Now on this background layer, I want to fill that with black, so I'm going to click on the background layer, go to the paint bucket tool, and I'm going to select black in the lower left hand corner. We're off to a pretty good start here. Now I think there's definitely some adjustments that I can have, and maybe throw some sort of rosette into the corners. I'm going to copy that image. And now I'm going to choose the ellipse selection tool. And I'm going to position it over that knot right there. That looks... I'm going to select inverse, delete, and then bring this into the corner and duplicate that for all the corners. Now there's some ways to clean this up. I think if I resized the bands around the outside, that would help the composition overall. But this is looking pretty good. And now I'm going to throw in a letter. So I'm going to make sure that my letter is as big as possible, and I'll probably even make it bigger still. I want to change this color to something other than black so I can see it against the black. Now this letter, not that interesting, maybe kind of doesn't go with the picture here, so I'm going to look for an interesting letter form that would make for a good J here. That one kind of works, and I need it bigger. So on this J layer, I'm going to change the size from 150 to 550. Oh, that's too big. The last thing I would do for this letter is decorate the inside, and I can do that simply by right-clicking. And I'm going to go to blending options on the inside. And maybe I'll just do a couple of things. So I'm going to go to bevel and emboss. Increase the size. I'm going to go to outer glow. So I'm going to go to outer glow, and I'm going to increase the size of that, bring the opacity down. I'm going to go to color overlay. I'm going to give it kind of a yellowish color. Maybe I can just sample that color. That looks nice. And I'm going to go to satin and click on the contour here, and I'm going to add some kind of highlight lines in there. Change this from multiply to screen. No, I'm going to change it back to multiply. And then on bevel emboss, I'm going to change this to kind of make like an S curve there. That looks pretty cool. Alright, so now I have a decorated letter, a decorated border, and the last thing I could throw in are maybe some pictures of things that might be interesting to me that I can cut out and paste inside of the field here. As this is pretty good. So I'm going to go to export, so file, export, and JPEG. And this is going to save a file on my computer. And then I can go into Schoology and upload this for the Illuminated letter. Hopefully, if you want to do this on your laptop and you want to use photopea.com, hopefully this was helpful to you. Otherwise, feel free to do this just on regular old pencil and paper and have a fun time doing it. And I look forward to seeing your wonderful artistic creations.